G'day Pickleball family. First thing to know, as shared on pickleballunion.com by Leland Orfield, 2023 APP Houston recap, Duong the Strong. This past weekend, we saw the exciting conclusion of the APP Tour's 14th tournament of 2023, the Houston Open. While we saw many podium finishing staples like the dynamic duo of Susanna Barr and Andre Diescu, men's singles stood out as the outlier, with two new faces making an appearance. Let's take a look at each event and break down how each player got to the finals. Women's pro singles, Salome Device versus Judith Castillo. Salome Device took home her sixth women's gold in 2023, once again proving her dominance in singles. However, this wasn't without some healthy and unhealthy competition in women's singles throughout the weekend. The weekend's controversy once again centres itself around Device's rivalry with Megan Fudge. Fudge has always been vocal about her opinions on Device's on-court behaviour, but after having dealt with 4 overruled line calls by Device, Fudge said enough is enough and has retired from singles until a rule is implemented. In a series of tweets, Fudge outlined that she believes Device will continue to take advantage of the fact that no rule prevents her from continuously making out calls, regardless of whether they're overruled or not. Essentially, on long balls, Device can just default to calling it out and hoping that the line judge misses the call. If they overrule her call, she doesn't have to worry about a penalty for getting multiple calls overturned. So Device took down Fudge in an incredibly close 3-game semi-final match in which those line calls 100% impacted the game's outcome. No matter whose side you're on, it's pretty apparent that the ruling should change. Maybe a 3 strikes and you're out type situation where players are only allotted 3 overrules per match before they begin receiving point-based penalisation. That's about it for excitement in women's singles. Judith Castillo was then able to sneak into the finals via the back draw, and Device won 2-0, 11-7, 11-4. Men's pro singles, Kwong Dong versus Ronan Cameron. Men's singles was equally exciting as women's singles, but with its focal point centered around the pickleball gameplay itself. Kwong Dong took home his first ever APP gold medal, and it was against Ronan Cameron, who made his finals debut. I'm not saying that I called it, but I totally called it. In our Houston Open preview, I pointed to Duong as one of my favourites going into the tournament due to his sudden rise in the pickleball pro scene. He's even gone up against Ben Johns back in July at the PPA Denver Open. In Houston, Duong managed to take down some of the best tour players, including our other favourites Hunter Johnson and Jaume Martinez-Veach. Ronan Cameron made an incredible run through the backdraw after being eliminated in the round of 16 by Yates Johnson. Ronan cleared the backdraw and, similar to Duong, managed to defeat Hunter Johnson and Martinez-Veach to secure himself a spot in the finals. In the finals, Duong came out on top in a dominant 2-game victory, 11-3, 11-4. Women's pro doubles, Truong Glosman versus Fudge Barr. Again, we nailed it in our preview. Our 2 favourites from either side of the bracket met in the finals. Of course, Team Fudge Barr took home the win. Despite getting upset in the round of 8 by Krista Getcheva and Rachel Retker, Susanna Barr and Megan Fudge battled their way through the elimination bracket to once again reach the podium with a gold medal. We've got to give it to Alex Truong and Vivian Glosman, though, who had one of their best performances this season. The two managed not to drop a single game going into the finals, an incredible feat in the highly talented women's doubles bracket. Fudge and Barr won the first 2 games 11-8, 11-8, which pushed the finals to an exciting 15-point tiebreaker. While Glosman and Truong held their own throughout the final game, Barr and Fudge came out on top 15-11 and took home the gold. Mixed pro doubles, Sinkola Emrich versus Barr Diescu. Barr continues her hot streak with Andre Diescu in mixed doubles, as the two managed to defeat the team of John Sinkola and Tammy Emrich after having to bounce back through the elimination bracket. This was Sinkola and Emrich's first appearance in the finals this year, and their silver medal is well deserved, considering the fact that they only dropped 2 games going into the finals. However, Sinkola and Emrich just couldn't meet the energy of Barr and Diescu, who are one of the winningest teams in the APP currently. Now, with 7 gold medals as a team, Bar and ISQ took the first two games 11-8, 11-1, pushing it to a 15-point tiebreaker in which they completely dominated 15-4. Men's pro doubles, Diescu Nunnery versus Auvergne and Long. Wrapping up the Houston Open was men's pro doubles, where we saw Andre Diescu and Rob Nunnery defeat Stefan Auvergne and Brendan Long. Nunnery and Diescu have now won 4 in a row together, 7 total gold medal finishes, and took down the Houston Open without dropping a single game. They just cannot be stopped and are easily the most powerful doubles team on the APP Tour, in our opinion. Auvergne and Long also had a strong showing, taking down a couple of our other favourite teams, including Jack Munro, John Sincola, and Jean Martinez Veach, Kyle Yates, in the bronze medal match. However, they couldn't stand up to Diescu and Nunnery, losing in all 4 games they played against them: 1-11, 10-12 in the semis, and 3-11, 6-11 in the finals. Second thing to know, as shared on the dinkpickleball.com, the APP is expanding its scope. In a time when other pro leagues battled for supremacy, the Association of Pickleball Players, APP, took a different route. Over the last year, the league has expanded several times into international territory. Now, the APP seems to be expanding its view outside of professional play and into the realm of recreational pickleball. In June of 2023, APP changed the P in its acronym from professionals to players. This significant, if subtle change, recognises change in our scope of activity, Chief Marketing Officer Tom Webb says. We do, of course, maintain our focus on professionals, but increasingly we are looking to engage players worldwide and in America. The APP just announced 2 additions to the team. Deanne D. Davidson will serve as the Director of Recreational Play. Nicole Hobson joins as the Director of Tournament Operations. APP founder Ken Herman says Nicole and Dee have been long-time leaders in the pickleball industry, making them the ultimate ambassadors for the sport. As the Director of Recreational Play, Davison oversees all aspects of the APP's amateur player experiences. Her prior roles include pioneering the customer experience for pickleballtournaments.com and a leadership position at the Del Webb Sun City Festival pickleball facility in Buckeye, Arizona. Hobson joins the APP leadership team as Director of Tournament Operations with the goal of providing the best experience for APP tournament guests, namely professional and amateur players and spectators. Prior to supporting the APP in this capacity as a contractor, Hobson completed in pickleball's early stages of professional play from 2012 to 2016, ranking as high as the number 5 female player on the circuit before transitioning to the business side of the emerging sport. Webb couldn't provide specifics yet on programs that will be unveiled with the help of new hires, but said it's only a matter of weeks until the industry sees the tangible elements of the APP's growth. The APP announced one of the largest pickleball events ever as a marquee event for its Champions and Masters divisions, which will have a minimum of 15 competitions in 2024 on the APP Tour. The US Champions Cup is scheduled to take place on Feb 1 through 4 in Daytona Beach, Florida, and open to all skill levels, plus those playing at the pro level in the Champions and Masters divisions. Additional age brackets for those ages 40 and over will be available. Player registration for the inaugural event is now live on pickleballbrackets.com. More Champions and Masters divisions event scheduled for 2024 include January 17 through 21 in Punta Gorda, Florida. March 6 through 10, Sacramento, California. March 20 through 24, Miami, Florida, which is a major. April 3 through 7, Delray Beach, Florida. May 8 through 12, Cincinnati, Ohio. May 22 through 26, New York, May, that's a major. June 26 through 30, Southern California, also a major. September 25 through 29, Boca Raton, Florida. October 9 through 13, Dallas, Texas. December 4 through 8, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which is also a major. The 2024 Champions Division will also include the following events: August 28 through September 1, Chicago, Illinois, and October 23 through 27 Southern California. The US Champions Cup is one of 5 inaugural APP signature events featuring new formats designed to give professional and amateur players more opportunities to compete and earn prize money in 2024. 2 additional events, which will include the Champions and Masters divisions, include the US Indoor Championships, June 12 through 16, an annual indoor event that travels to cities across the country, and APP Women's Opens, July 24 through 28, a showcase of pickleball's top female professional and amateur players in an effort to elevate the women's game. The 2024 US Champions Cup will take place at Pictona at Holly Hill, Florida, which boasts 49 dedicated pickleball courts with permanent lighting, 13 of which are covered. And if you're finding this pickleball news video helpful and informative, please be sure to ding that like button. Third thing to know, as shared across in the UK on pickleball52.com, James spearheading growth of deaf pickleball. James Townsend was one of 35 people inspired to take up pickleball by a taster day held at London Pickleball Club in New Malden. They all just happen to be deaf. James has been completely hooked on pickleball since the taster day back in May, thanks to London Pickleball efforts to welcome him and other deaf players so warmly into their community. In the new year, all the club's coaches are going to be trained in British Sign Language so they can communicate with James and the other 11 deaf players who have become regulars at the club's sessions. Many of the other Taster Day attendees now also play pickleball elsewhere in the capital. James' growing confidence with paddle in hand extended to him entering last weekend's English Nationals at Bolton Arena. He played in the men's 50-plus singles 3.0 category, the first time he'd played in a single competition, and narrowly missed out on the knockout stage. He also played in the 50-plus 3.0 men's and mixed doubles. Playing pickleball has had a real impact on my mental health, James told Pickleball 52. I'm smiling more and I look forward to it all day. I've made loads of friends and I love that people recognise me here in Bolton. I'm over 50 now, but quite competitive and learning all the time. I now know the strategies and tactics. The community element is amazing. Anybody can play, and we're living proof of that. My aim is to build a good network and be influential and get more deaf people involved. I'd love for there to be an England deaf team one day. London Pickleball founder Louise Stevens said the husband of one of our players is a British Sign Language teacher who is about to retire, so he's going to teach our coaches. We're looking forward to making up some specific signs for the unique pickleball words. We don't regard them as deaf. They're just like any other new players at the club. We've made sure they are really integrated. They take the mickey just like everybody else does. James is a real character. He's hilarious. He is always asking how he can improve. He has been instrumental in spreading pickleball in the deaf community and is currently helping to set up deaf groups in Milton Keynes and Southampton through friends of his. He's really building a community. James, who is also an IT consultant, also plays football, cricket, squash, badminton, judo, and is a fitness instructor. He added, I have to say thank you to Louise for such a warm welcome for deaf people and giving us the opportunity. Since that taster day, I have been completely hooked. All the members have been amazing. It's a really good example to other clubs. Paddles up.